Okay, YouTube, I'm just showing you this little thing. We believe it's a little Pumpkemon. Someone threw some seeds outside in front of our yard. I don't know why, either to throw them away because it was a cross-pollination of some sort, or maybe they were walking down and spilled some. I do not know. Nursery thought that my plants were cross-pollination. They couldn't tell what this was. When I looked on the internet, I thought I saw these things, and they're called Lil Pumpkemons, if it's the same thing. They don't have any real flavor. They're very, very bland, but they are little pumpkins. And they came not only from this ginormous plant that's crawling like a vine. See those leaves? They're huge. Look at this one. Huge. Here's some more. They weren't so much a vine. I think it's pretty much spent, even though we've been watering it and feeding it, but it looks like a little bit of freshness right there. But this had 3 different plants right here, so it was more like a bush. But the leaves are huge. And so the nursery thought maybe it was a cross between a zucchini and a pumpkin. So they couldn't tell me what it was, even after I was showing them the plant, the fruit. So they believe that it was a cross-pollination, and according to the internet, it looks more like little Pumpkemons. Anyway, those are my little tiny pumpkins for autumn. Little Jack the Littles and these things. Because I didn't have enough time, or thought I had enough time to grow an actual big pumpkin. We will next year. Let me show you my indoor. Okay, this is my black raspberry munger. And I bought it last fall. And I thought I had killed it because I hadn't planted it yet and it was outside. But it grew back beautifully with berries and everything, and I was so excited, and I thought, oh wow, it was this really small container like that and needed to be transplanted. So I thought, I'll do the smart thing and transplant it. No. I planted it with a bunch of compost, which I didn't know was the wrong thing to do. You're supposed to mix it, not go ahead and dump it all in there. And then on top of it, all my berries died, and I didn't know that you're supposed to cut it back. So there you go. But lo and behold, after sticking it in the shade and watering it and just making it as happy as I could, it pulled through, and this is what I came with. So now I'm trying to figure out where to plant it outside, and that's why I asked YouTube to help me figure it out in one of my videos. This is right here, Darrow blackberries. We don't get wild ones out here. I know this is my red currant. So excited. Apparently without the wind you can get some really big berries. Lots of wind, they have small berries. So I have to find a spot outside next summer or next year for this plant. So this is one of the plants I want to plant. Here I need to trim it back. Some of this dry stuff came from when I bought it. I went ahead and transplanted them because they look like they needed to. And these are Caroline ever-bearing raspberries. I'm so excited. I want to do jam and frozen raspberries so we can eat them. And oh, yummy, yummy. Over here is my peppermint plant I transplanted from outside because I didn't know that you're not supposed to plant 3 different types of mints next to one another, or they will kind of mix the flavor together, and I didn't want that because I love peppermint. So I left the sweet mint there. I moved the spearmint, and I decided to move the peppermint indoors because I love peppermint. And I'll tell you what, it really helps your stomach if your stomach is really weak and nauseated. I did it. Great stuff. Anyway, this little plant is watermelon. Now, I had 3 watermelon. They died. And I planted 2 more. They died. and one of the first ones grew back, and this was it. It was like 2 feet on one side and 1 foot on the other, and here we are in September, and I thought, oh, we're not going to have any fruit from this thing, and this little thing tried so hard to come back. So I talked to Practice 55712. He has that channel on YouTube, and he told me, don't be afraid, they're tough little guys. You just trim them way back and replant them. So that's what I did. I thought I had cut it way back, but the next morning they really, I mean, it looked like it was on its deathbed, just leaning over the pot on the side, just like gasping for breath. So I went ahead and trimmed it even farther back, as you can see, way far. So from there and there, and you can see that it's growing. It's been like about 3 or 4 days, and now it's grown back. It's very happy, so far that I can see anyway. All right, got another thing showing you. This is a pineapple. Yep, you got it, pineapple. Praxis went ahead and said, he lives in Minnesota. He has a lot of informative videos online, and I watched a lot of them, and I was really impressed. That's why I talk about him a lot, because of him living in Minnesota with negative 30-degree weather during the wintertime, and here he is growing indoor plants for food. Pineapple, cocoa beans, what else? Peppers, tomatoes, you name it, he's growing it. And so I thought, why not? So I bought a pineapple, and I didn't cut the top off. I pulled it off, and then at the very bottom you go ahead and you see these leaves right here. Go ahead and you take these leaves and you peel them off until you can't see any more. Got some dirt in it. Or I should say potting soil. Anyway, I went ahead and pulled these little leaves off until I couldn't see any more roots. When you pull these little leaves off, you see little roots. And then what happens is after the roots, and you don't see any more, about yay much, off the bottom of the stalk, you plant that right into the thing, making sure that the plant, the soil is wet. You snug it, but not tight, around the bottom, and you just make sure it's moist, which I need to water, and it's growing. See? Look at all that green stuff in there growing. Isn't that beautiful? And they said that it looks pretty bad on the outside at first, but then it comes out of it, and it's slowly coming out of it. And I guess in about a year and a half, it should start having a plant, not a plant, a fruit growing. And I'll give you an update on that when that time comes. So anyway, trim off the dead, which I need to do, and then go from there. And it's growing. It's growing happily, even though it doesn't look like it on the outside, but it is. All you have to do is see that inside right in there. Woohoo! Alright, that's my pineapple. Got couple more things. So, right here, 2 eggplants, 2 peppers, and about 4 clippings of my tomato, cherry tomato that was outside. It's called a 100 cherry tomato. And I took clippings off of it. I learned about it online. So those are from clippings. These guys I transplanted because here we are in September, and some of these haven't even yet to even grow any food yet. So I thought, okay, I'll transplant these inside, since I've learned that you can do that, and take care of them and do the pollination by hand and see what I can do. Now look, I trimmed this one way back, and if I bring you up close, see this? Ooh, it's coming into focus here. There. See that? All those little buds right there? That's growth. That is new growth. So we'll be seeing a little bushy pepper plant. These are chocolate beauties. So we'll be growing chocolate beauties. I have a couple seeds growing. One's a gypsy and the other one is a California golden, I think it is. And I'm also trying to grow an orange tree and lettuce seeds. Lettuce seeds were in 2007, so I wanted to see if they'll grow. And if they grow, then we will have pretty much a salad going for us. So we'll see what happens. I thought I'd share you this. And what I can do, if you guys are interested, just post a comment below. And if you're interested in learning how to do clippings, let me know. And I'll go ahead and take a little clipping of my plant outside and show you what to do. Anyway, there you go, YouTube. Enjoy. Have a great day.
Yeah, 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 yeah.